Good evening, guys. I have another video for you, but it's not to do with firewalls or Untangle or Aruba. Instead, it's about cable. This cable came from TrueCable. So I was surfing Instagram and, I see a lot of networking videos and stuff. And then I came across this video that I was like, oh, cool. So then I went to their YouTube channel and then I said, hey, I want to try that. So I reached out to them and I said, hey guys, I would like to terminate some of your cable with one of your fancy connectors that you did in the video there. Can I try that? And they said, hey, we would love for you to try that, because if you look at, I think his name's Don, he does really good work. But when you buy these things, you don't know if you're going to be able to do it or not. So the purpose of this video is to show you that if I can do it and they can do it, you should be able to do it. It's not easy, but it takes a couple times to do it. I mean, me doing Cat6 and Cat5 and networking during the day and stuff like that is easier for me, but I wanted to see what this is going to be like. So they replied back and said, we would love for you to try that. They sent me some beefy cable, and I'm talking, this stuff's thick. And I took a piece apart, cut it for you guys. Don't know if you'll be able to see it because my face is in the way there, but it's beefy, it's thick. It's not heavy, but it's really stiff. It's a really nice cable. What is this stuff? Just so you guys know, Cat6a shielded, really nice cable. So I took it apart, cut it and all that stuff. And in the box that they sent me two things. Well, actually they sent me three things. First, they sent me a nice coffee cup. So now when I drink my coffee first thing in the morning, I'm gonna be drinking out of this, and I have been. And then they sent me two types of these. These, one is a keystone shielded and one is a connector, and it's shielded. It's really beefy too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything out of the box and I'm gonna show you how to do it all. I'm gonna do two videos. One is gonna be for this version and one is for this one. They come in pairs. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip the camera around. I'm going to use the tools that I have here, and then I'm going to show you how to put these two ends on a chunk of this cable that I'm going to cut off and go from there. After watching a lot of their videos, and this all came about from me surfing online to buy some new crimping tools and stuff like that, and that's what came on through my Instagram, and then this came up. So I'm going to move the camera, face it down, because you don't want to see my face doing this when I'm trying to crimp. You guys want to see what I'm doing. And then we're going to do one of these ends with this cable. So let's turn the cable or camera around. So we got some cable. I'm going to take my cable shears that I have that work just fine for now. And I'm going to cut off a chunk of cable. You see there? Okay. And then we have this. So this is the one that we're going to open up. So this says it's a two pieces Cat6a shielded STP toolless field termination plug. Okay, so inside here we have our instructions. I've never seen instructions this small, but they come in here, right? Here's our instructions. I'm going to download a picture of this and I'll put it in the video so you guys can have a look. I'll make a little pause in the video for you guys to go over these instructions, and I'll put a download link for this. I think they're on their website, so I'll add that to the video. Okay, and then here we have our pieces that go on the back of the connector. Now they're not strain relief because these actually hold these locked together, and I'll explain that in the video. So there's two of these. Now we have these two beauties. Look at that. These things. Heavy duty. They even say TrueCable on them. So it says TrueCable there. Got some nice locking mechanism. It's all metal, so it's shielded, and it's got a nice spring right here that touches the cable. So when you put the cable in there, and the wire is out, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this part. So yeah, I've wrapped the wire around because I was testing it, making sure that this will work and stuff, which it does. touches this for shielding. Okay. This little piece comes out and go from there. So I haven't practiced anything. All I've done is taken this apart to look at it, looked at the cable, see how strong it is. It's actually tightly wound. So this is going to be my first time doing it. And I have some cable shears. I don't have a pair of cable, like they have some nice, a nice tool that takes the jacket off for you and cuts it properly and stuff like that. I don't have that. I have this because this is what I'm used to, and I know how to operate this without breaking the cable. Okay, and then I have a nice pair of side cutters that I use, these ones. Okay, and then in the video that Don made, he uses a special tool that clamps these. Unfortunately, I don't have that tool, so I'm gonna have to improvise and use this, which should just work just fine. Okay, so the first thing it says in the instructions is to put on our piece. Now, when the way they come like this, they don't fit over this nice big thick piece of wire. So let's use my temporary piece here that I have to gauge how big of this has to be done. So obviously the first little rung isn't going to work, so let's cut that off. Let's see if the second one works. I don't think second one's going to work because this is big cable, so that one doesn't work. So let's go to the next side here. Okay. Oh, it went for a flight. It's a little bit bigger, but it's not the right size. Probably got to go maybe one more. Depending on the cable you use, will be depending on how big this is. We might have to go, yeah, one more. But that's fine. That looks like the right size. So let's make sure this is nice and smooth. Let's see if this goes through here now. And it does. Okay? So, first thing it says, do that. The next thing to do, it says to do is trim our wire off. And that's right here. So, what we want to do is, I'm actually going to put this behind me so it doesn't fly away. I'm going to put my boot on here first. Because when you're making audio cables and stuff like that, you never want to forget the boot, because you always trim this and it's like, now I can't put the boot on. So I'm going to do that now. Next it says, remove 2.5 inches of cable jacket. So I'm going to estimate that because we're going to be cutting lots off anyways. We don't want to waste it. So I use these, and the reason why I use these is because they're round. This is a round, they're not square like using these right here. These are square, right? So this is round. So what I'll do is I'll put this on here and we'll go like this. And we'll just tighten it a little bit. All we want to do is just lightly hit this, so then we can snap it. When you do this, you should be able to feel this snap. See how it just snapped there? Right? And then we're going to pull that off. Now, in here we have our shield. Oh, sorry, down here. Now in here we have our shield, and then there should be a wire right here. Yep, so there's our pull string, and then here's our shield. And then we got some more plastic right here. So we'll take the ground wire, put that off to the side. Okay, sorry, it's my first time doing this over a camera, so it's a little bit harder to do. I'm trying to make it perfect for you guys. And we have our pull string. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the pull string off because we don't need that. Gone. Now, in the video, Don says some people don't use this shield right here because it's tied to this one right here. Hopefully this is all nice and clear, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip this a little bit at the beginning here, just so we can rip this, so we can take this off. And then we just rip it off. So we don't need that. And it looks like the plastic's coming off too. We don't need that, right? So all we need is our 4 conductors, 8 conductors, but our 4 pairs. Move them off to the side. In the video, in the picture, it shows us how to spread our wires apart, but there's something missing in here. We don't want this separator piece in here. So, as Dawn does and I do, we take our nice pliers And in here we go on an angle and we clip. I usually push these out to the side a little bit more so we have less chance of clipping those. So we clip all 4 of the wings that are on here. So we go 1 on an angle. Hopefully I'm catching this, guys, sorry. On an angle. And then we do another one on an angle. Rotate our wire. Do the other one, right? Being careful not to hit the wire. And then we'll do the last one. Okay, like that. And then we should be able to twist this. And it comes off, just like that, right? So now we have our 4 wires. Now, before we go too far, we'll take our grounding wire and we'll wrap this on the outside, okay? Reason why we wrap this is because remember I said, this piece down here, this, let's see this, this right here is going to rest on this metal spring right here, which is tied to the whole outside of this as your shield. And that's where the wire will sit. So now what we need to do is take this piece out. Come on. Being a little bit stubborn, so I'm just going to lift it up here with my... There we go. Pull it out. Okay. I'm going to move all this stuff off to the side here. I have a little bit more room here. I'll put this over here. Now in the instructions here, it says we want to put the green and blue up top and the brown off to the other side. So what we'll do is we'll go green and blue like this. And it goes underneath. So as I see this, we go like this and like that. So what side do we have the green on? Do we have the blue and the green on the right side? Let's see here. Nope. We don't. So we got to twist these. Make these come like this. We want to have them on the right sides. Let's see if we can go like this. Let's do this again. A little bit tricky to do, but that's fine. So we want to go on the inside of here. I'll see if I can get another picture of this for you guys before I do the other one. I'll show you the color code. So it says in here to go blue, blue, white, green, green, white. So what we'll do is we'll take a first pair. We'll untwist it just enough to get the pairs into there. So we got 1. Actually, I want to. This is hard to do. So let me just see here. Let me do this before. Twist this. Nope, it's going to be stubborn. So we got 1 pair there. We got 1 wire here, like that. And then I'm going to do the other green one, and then I'll show you here what I've done. Hold on. Okay, we got our pairs in there. Kind of tricky to get in there because it's tough wire, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the second side. Make sure that these stay in here. Okay, so on this side, we want to go orange, orange, white. And then on this side, we want to go brown. So let's do the brown side first. Okay, you can see that there. Orange and then orange, white. And then what I'll do is I will go like this. Now also the orange set of wires is the tightest. Okay, so we got our pairs in there. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see that. Okay, so we got our pairs in there. Okay, now all we have to do is cut them. The hardest part is over. So we got our side cutters here. Make sure that our wires haven't popped out. The blue one did, so that's easy. We'll just push them in. Then we'll do the brown, and then we'll do the orange. Okay. Make sure that our wire is nice and tight for our ground. And there we go. We have our cable done. Now, the easy part. Don takes this piece off. This is our little lever to turn the latch so we can squeeze and pull the cable out, right? Hopefully that you can see that. Let me see here. Yeah, so you can see the lever going down. He takes his off. So let's go at this and take ours off without breaking it. Because I only got, how did he get that off? Oh, I see. He just went like this. pulls it off. So we take it off, okay? Then what we do is we take this. This goes the opposite direction, so we spin our cable around and push it down. Now there's a little dent an indent right here, right? Okay, there's a little indent right there, and it matches up for the other blue one. So then what we do is we straighten this back out, make sure that we have our thing in there. We push this straight down. Just be careful, we don't want to break anything. Oh, I'm gonna turn this around. My cable is going the opposite direction, so it's making this harder for me. Okay, so we got that in there, right? Now Don says, like this. We'll open up my channel locks. We'll put some power on here, and we'll just go like this. Okay, and then we'll take this. There's a little, if we spin this around, we'll see that there's a little notch right there. There's a little white notch right there. This just slides up and over, just like that. Okay, done. And then we got our cable. Pretty simple. And then what we'll do is we'll put our little slider rack on there. Okay, and there. So you know what I'm going to do? Since I did one end, I'm going to do the other end, because we have two cables, or we have two ends, and then I'm going to grab my meter and make sure that this works. And let's see if I failed or not. So let's do this again. I'll put this behind me so I can do this. We'll follow the instructions. So it looks like we took off 3 of these. So we'll go down this one right here. Okay. Bang. And down to there. Okay. Make sure that fits on there. Nope, one more. Okay. Oh, it flies away. Let's move all this stuff off to the side. So, put this back on here. Oh. Okay, pull that down there. And then we'll do this again. So, let's take our end piece here. Hopefully I can do a better job at recording this now. So we'll take a piece of this off. Okay. Just enough to break the jacket. And then when you do this, you should hear it snap. And if it doesn't, just do it again. I'll pull this off. Oh, I probably touched the shield just enough, or it was just a hair and that's why it ripped. So I'll probably touch it in one little spot, but that's fine. Cable looks fine because the plastic's not touched, so that should be fine. Push there. And then what we'll do is we'll take off, keep our grounding strap. We'll hit this with my cutter so we can rip it off very carefully. Right? And we'll rip that off. Gone. We'll take off our rip line. Gone. Okay. And then we'll wrap our grounding wire. Okay. We'll spread our wires apart again. Okay, we'll spread them out a little bit further, a little bit down so we don't hit them when we cut these things. So we'll go 1, 2, spin it around, 3, which one's missed? 4. There. Now, we should be able to twist this off, right? Pull it away. Sorry, pull it away, it's not on camera. Okay, so now we have our pairs. We'll take this guy out again. Use this to pull it out, nice and lightly. Okay, so again, we need the blue to be on the top, blue furthest to you guys, green closest to me. So this one looks like it's aligning properly, so we'll go like this, right? we'll go underneath. Oh. Okay. Go here, and then here comes our fun part again. So we'll do the blue ones again. So the blue pair. This is thick wire, so a little bit harder to work with. So we'll go blue, push them in there, push it a little bit tighter in there, there we go. And then we have the blue-white, push it in there, okay. Blue pops out again, of course, that's fine. Now let's do the greens. So we need to go green, green, white. Green is in there, and then the green, white is in there. Okay. So, getting there. The blue popped out again, but that's fine. We can reseat that after we do the other pair. So let's do orange this time instead of the brown side. So we need to go orange, white, orange. And we already know this is going to be the tightest side. Let's try this. There we go. So we'll go orange. You can hear it. You can feel it click when you put it in there. So, and then we'll do the orange pair. We'll straighten those out. Looks like those guys have popped out, but that's fine. Let's do the brown, and then we'll make sure that those are straight after. So we'll undo the browns in, and then we'll do the white. And the white's in. Okay, so now let's go around and make sure that these guys are all reseated, and then we'll trim them. So we got that one in there, that one in there. They all look good. I'll give you a nice shot. Right? Our wires and our pairs are in there. How's that look? Now we'll just trim them. Give you a nice little okay. Let's make sure our grounding guy is up front here. Okay, now the fun part. I'm going to move the cable around behind me again because I work this side. Our grounding strap is in there, our wires are in there. They all look seated. Okay. Nope. Okay. I don't think I need to take that jacket off as long. Actually, you know what? Let's do it anyways. That way we don't break it. Nah, it's not coming off. We'll do it like this then. Just got to give it a light squeeze. There we go. It clicked. And let's pull our clip off. Okay. As we can tell, we have our little hole in the top here. We don't have to hold on to that like that. It doesn't take much force to push this together. It's just enough. You got pliers on here, so it's a little bit easier. But once it goes together and it clicks, so we'll push this back on. Oh, I didn't do it right. Let's pull it off. I put the button on the wrong side. See that? I had the button on the wrong side, so we got to go with this side. Now it'll go on easier. There we go. See, not everybody makes mistakes. Okay, so we got both ends. This cable doesn't really twist that nice, but let's go like this. So we got both ends. Now we just need to test it. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my tester. Okay, guys, moment of truth. We'll turn on my tester. Put one end on here. Okay, here we go. Let's see how good I am. See if I got a failure or not. Look at that! Woohoo! Success! Now this isn't no fancy tester like what other people have, but this works. So there we go. Successful cable. So as you can see, we got a successful reading off my meter on a cable that I just made by just reading the instructions. Okay, fine. I'll be honest. I watched Don's video probably about 1,000 times to see what kind of tricks and tips, and I showed those tricks and tips into here to do. One of them was to this little guy. Probably won't be able to tell, but let's try. Tried to show you the butterfly. There's actually 4 little pieces that you cut off on this. Maybe I'll see if I can get another picture of that for you. But there's 4 pieces on there that we cut. That was a really good tip that Don put in there, using your cutters and put it on there and spin these off. That will help people out in the future. I don't have the shield, the outer jacket tool, but like I said, I use these and they work fine. I think I'm going to actually contact them and say, hey, I'm in Canada. Can you see if we can get some crimping tools? Maybe I'll see if they'll sponsor me crimping tools or something. I'll pay for shipping or something, and get me some other tools to do some other connectors, because, or maybe they'll give me a discount on them. I don't know. We'll see what we can work out. And I'll be using those forever, because right now I have a pair that work fine, but I would like to, since this stuff works really well, I'd really like to use this equipment. So, easy video. Like I said, if I can do it, you should be able to do it. Just take your time, look at the instructions, watch the video, and I'll put a link in this video for you guys to their YouTube channel, and then to each of these 2 these 2 products that I have in here. So the next video I'm going to do is the Keystone version of this that goes into a Keystone rack patch panel, and I'll show you the box. So next time you can have a little bit of a preview here, but that's okay. So any questions or comments, let me know. There's an email down there for me for my video to if you have any questions, and I'm gonna go from there, and I'm going to go put this around and walk around the house saying I made this cable. Used to making cables not like this though. This is a really nice heavy duty, like this is thick, really good cable. So you guys have a great night. Talk to you later, and thank you very much for TrueCable for sending me the stuff. Tomorrow morning I'll have some coffee in my nice cup too. Talk to you later.